marketplace. And again, we show you a beautiful picture where you see the greenery in this picture. You won't when it comes to the new events that are coming up and the marketplace, because it's all going to be covered. And so again, 30 seconds or so about marketplace.
We have 300 booths.
Holy cow.
Yes, we have
That's
300
fantastic.
booths. We have awesome food. We get anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 people, depending on the weather, of course, rain or shine.
Okay. So this year, beautiful weather, 10,000
Yes.
people. How about that?
Oh, of course.
Would that be nice?
Yes.
Very good. All right, Aaron, flash that back up one more time. I want people to know, go and visit the newly renovated, open for tours, Southdown Plantation Museum, open for tours Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is your local historical plantation right here in Houma, in Terrebonne Parish. If you haven't seen it, you need to come by and check it out today. Come get a brick, sign up for the events they have coming up. When y'all have new events, we'll have y'all come back. Will that be okay?
Oh,
fantastic.
that would be great.
Very good.
Yes.
Miss Celeste, Miss Mary, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And that will do it for this particular edition of Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. I like my local programming right here on HTV.
Winning starts with confidence. And at Barker Mitsubishi, when you drive a new 2023 Outlander or Outlander plug-in hybrid, it's a win-win. Get award-winning safety features, 3 rows of premium comfort, and on-demand performance. Plus, our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Trust the automaker named #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Get 3.9% APR for 72 months and win the summer at Barker Mitsubishi.
Terrebonne General Health System is the largest healthcare resource in Southeast Louisiana, offering a high-tech and high-touch style of healing. World-renowned services include cardiology, women's health, cancer care, and a healthy lifestyle center.
This is a true calling for all the physicians, nurses, and staff who make up our proud Terrebonne General family. We are here to provide healthcare for our community.
To discover more, please visit tghealthsystem.com.
AJ Doman Chevrolet is your medium-duty business elite dealer. We have work-ready packages in stock with more arriving regularly. Whether it's sales or service, we are here to help you with all your business needs.
Need financing for your truck? We have commercial lenders ready and available to help you.
Come do business with a company that'll be here today and tomorrow. AJ Doman Chevrolet, serving the area for 38 years at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
The new generation of Hondas are here at Barker Honda.
The all-new Accord, head of its class, miles ahead.
All new 2023 HRV and CRV.
And Pilot, built for every driving need. Family favorite Odyssey has all new trim levels.
Go everywhere with Passport. And the award-winning Civic.
The generation for every generation. And always remember, it's better at Barker.
My name is Cameron Quigley, and I've been a fireman for 11 years. Firefighter to me is a public servant who protects and serves the parish or city. So what I love about being a fireman is the brotherhood, the family, the adrenaline rush, having to wake up in the middle of the night, run a call, and help somebody that I have no idea who it is. And we're just doing what we have to do to help and serve everybody.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this segment of One-on-One. I'm Martin Falls, and what a guest we have for you today, Stan Gravois. You've seen Stan in many lights, seen him doing sports, you've seen him at the hospital, you've seen him coaching, teaching. Well, today, we're going to find out everything that makes Stan tick, right here on this episode of One-on-One. One-on-One is brought to you by the Law Office of Waits and Downer.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us.
Waits and Downer. When you walk in our door, you're part of our family.
Hi, I'm Councilwoman Jessica Domingue, and today we're going to talk about school zone safety.
Drivers are required to yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk. Always stop when someone is in the road and wait for them to cross completely before proceeding. Follow the speed limit and always stop when school buses are picking up and dropping off students.
Keeping students safe is a community responsibility, so let's all do our part.
Terrebonne General Health System is the largest healthcare resource in Southeast Louisiana, offering a high-tech and high-touch style of healing. World-renowned services include cardiology, women's health, cancer care, and a healthy lifestyle center.
This is a true calling for all the physicians, nurses, and staff who make up our proud Terrebonne General family. We are here to provide healthcare for our community.
To discover more, please visit tghealthsystem.com.
It's not about the flood. It's the flood insurance premiums crushing our families. When premiums are higher than mortgages, how can we rebuild when no one can afford to live here? Flood insurance programs should be priced appropriately, based on actual risk. Our new levy systems are working. Insurers need to reduce premiums based on the facts and stop jacking their profits and deserting us.
Michael Paul LaRussa, fighting big insurance to save our parish.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
I sort of see your career, your life, as a big root. You're putting in stuff, you can't let it burn, you got to keep on working it, all the different things that you did. Tell me if I'm wrong. I would sense that helped you from becoming bored too.
Yes. I would classify myself, although I've never been officially diagnosed as, ADHD or whatever it is, I would say that I have to keep moving. I would have to say that I can sit down at a computer and start putting, say, a video together for Sports on the Bayou for the high school scene. And your guys will send me some information and I'll start. And then I'll just stop and have to get away from it, you know? And then all of a sudden, the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to a school saying, nah, listen, Mr. Principal, our athletic trainer needs this, and this to do his job here. And then I'll stop that. And then it may be go and talk to Diane or Phyllis about this or whatever. So yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree that but it's good for me too. Yeah. Because if it was just one thing, I think I would be totally bored.
Well, but it gives you a mind, a chance to process, and compartmentalize. And when you're ready, you'll get it.
The only time I think I ever slowed down, Martin, is, and you know this because, we sort of leaned on you here whenever all of this was happening too and everything, is my mom and dad both lived very full lives. Dad, 99, and my mom, 98. And probably the latter end of their life when we were sitting with them is when I finally said, "Oh, got to slow down a little bit." You got to take care of the things that are important and things like that. And again, my family and my siblings, just wonderful what they did in assisting with all of that.
Well, but that's when you see families step up and you see other families handle it differently. But I saw what you did when that was going on, but that's what we expect from Stan Graubuck. You were brought up a certain way, it was instilled in y'all, and so there's a lot of respect that we get to see when you do things like that. You handled it the way you should have handled it.
Well, that comes from mom and dad.
Yeah.
And it comes from my siblings. Mm-hmm. And listen, none of us are no longer in, except for me. I'm the only in Terrebonne Parish now. You know, just because of circumstance. Mm-hmm. You know, I have siblings all over the country, basically. But, you know, I'm going to name them Michelle, Anita, Cynthia Celeste, Leroy, Gary. Man, they are the rocks, you know. And when you say you see it out of me, you ought to see them. They they're special. They're special people. And it's one of those tough times, but it's also one of those times. A lot of families sort of the fabric starts to unravel when those things happen. Mm-hmm. I look back at it now, and although there were those times, it also brought us together, and we also realized how important, you know, family is to each other. And,
yeah, because it's a very stressful time.
So. And, you know, you mentioned that group from down the bayou and even from going to South Terrebonne, that's when the family was still together. I think, you know, families that are together sort of thrive a little bit more than having that splintering effect, you know.
Yeah. One thing, too, is I know a lot of people don't see it in the TV world, but when you walk in local grocery stores and different places, you're going to have to be able to stop and talk to people because they all want to talk about, because you were on the air for years with the sport, you had to sort of handle a celebrity role too. How'd you handle that?
Interestingly enough, in Houma, I never thought it was a problem. Obviously, I've been living in Houma for quite some time now. It's funny. I lived the first, you know, my parents moved out of Montague to Napoleonville when I was 18. So I lived the first 20 years of my life in the Montague area, southern Terrebonne. Mm-hmm. Then from there it was Houma, you know, for the next part. So I kind of, you know, I don't want to call it moving on up because I don't want to do that. But you know what I'm saying. As far as geographically, I was moving on up. And when I look back at it, when I started doing the sports, I would go visit my parents in Napoleonville, and we would go to Mass on a Sunday morning in Napoleonville. That's when people would stop me, and I would be like, wait a minute, I didn't know that many people in Napoleonville. My youngest brother went to Assumption High School, so he sort of did, but I didn't. And I'd be walking out of Mass, and, you know, you'd have a few people saying, you know, you're the guy who does sports and stuff. And I'd go, wow, I get it more in Napoleonville probably.
Those bayou country areas, they express. Sometimes when you go in the heart of the cities, they don't say it because they're important too.
I agree.
They won't give you that little nod.
I agree.
But those country areas, batting the hatches down.
My biggest fan, by far, was my father.
Yeah.
And he watched, and he would stay up late. And if my sisters are watching this, they're probably smiling when I say this because he used to, I got to stay and watch Stan, you know, on Friday night sports. Yeah. He taught me some very valuable lessons. He always said, make Montague proud, make Terrebonne Parish proud. He always told me that.
Yeah.
But he also told me something else one time. He said, never embarrass a high school kid.
That's true.
And he says, you're in a unique situation where with your job, you know them. So if one little kid is not your model student, you might have the inclination to give him a hard time when you're describing his talent on the football field.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
And I did it one time, and he caught me. There was a young guy who was at a school, and he was not a model kid, truthfully. And he got burnt this one Friday night, like over and over. So I made sure the guys here put every highlight that he got burned on and said, man, this guy's just getting burned left and right. And my dad said, you kind of picked on that one kid. And I was like, you noticed that? And if my dad noticed,
right.
It was, and I said, and I learned a lesson. And I don't think I've ever done that again.
Dads know.
Dads know.
They have that sense, and they're pretty good at keeping their sons in line, too.
He kept us in line. He also said, you know, you may alienate some of your coaching friends along the way. And I was pretty much tossing softball to my coaching friends. Every once in a while, I'd have one who would say, sort of tongue-in-cheek, man, you didn't give us enough props the other night or whatever, but it never got bad. They appreciate what we do here to promote them.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
no law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us.
I'm Mary Riviere, and when you come through our doors at Waits and Downer, you're part of our family.
My name is Jacob Oquan. I'm a captain with the Houma Fire Department. I've been here for 22 years. A firefighter is someone who's dedicated to service. He lives to serve. Just have something inside of them that no matter what, they won't stop till the job's done. That's a firefighter. They live for the job and they make a career. If you have a want to serve, a need to serve, you want to help people, you can be a fireman.
This is a 2023 Ford F-150 Power Boost Hybrid, and its 7.2 kilowatt onboard generator is powerful enough to run an entire camper. That's impressive. And its 3.5 liter full hybrid turbocharged V6 engine can take you 700 miles on a single tank of gas. That's really impressive. And right now you can drive one home for just $550 a month. Well, that just makes sense. Come see us at Terrebonne Ford in Houma, because Terrebonne Ford delivers.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style. Oh yeah!
That was one of your talents, still is, the ability to work them all in. And it's very easy sometimes to get caught in the, well, let's go cover Edie White. They got a stellar football program. So every week, let's do something on Edie White. Whereas another team may be struggling, but those kids still need some publicity.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to go, no, we got to go to this school, and you were pretty good at that.
We always tried, all of us here tried for sure, but I think on a level, even what I do at the hospital now, you realize even a team that's 2-8 as opposed to the team that's 8-2, those kids are giving effort. Man, that coach wants to win too. He doesn't have a cycle this year. He comes in cycles on the high school level. So you definitely understand that. Although I do think that I would pull for all high schools in this area. That's the one thing I'm very proud of. Nobody's ever said, well, you're a homer for this school or for that school. That's never really come up. Right. Listen, I went to South Terrebonne. It's what I knew. I coached there. But a lot of people were like, no, Stan in general just sort of cares for all of the kids, not only in our parish, but in our bioregion. And I would hope that's what it, because it's the truth. I mean, you know, everybody's trying to do the right thing. Some people get caught up in the minutia a little bit, you know, but from the standpoint on the high school level, them guys don't get paid enough money for us to sit here and criticize.
We got to laugh sometimes, because I remember when Edie White a couple of years ago was making that run. And then I went back to a Vanderbilt game, and one of the parents jokingly said, I knew the guy very well. Oh, you're here this week, huh? Last week you had Edie White, and you're a Vanderbilt guy. I'm going, we got to cover them all.
That's right.
And Edie White has some good kids doing some good parents, so you just got to look at the whole broad scale.
And you want to recognize those that are doing well. And if it is Edie White who's doing well, if it is Terrebonne High who's doing well, if you want to give them that special, but I would hope that people understand, hey, it's their year. This is their time. They're in competition for a state championship.
Somebody's years old. We had Berwick and Vanderbilt, you know, come up for state baseball championships. And Edie White. You know,
I can remember
the last few
being
years.
really on Berwick one year in baseball. This was about 4 years ago, and I was still here on a consistent level. And we really were following Berwick, and somebody asked me, "Do you know anybody at Berwick?" No, but those kids are exceeding, you know, and we're kind of going to make sure that they get their just due.
Knew Lud Henry. I played against him. He was
Bud
a good
Henry
athlete.
was a player, and his son Seth Henry was a heck of a player too at Tulane.
So they were both here in the desk with me recently.
Very
but
good.
as you look at your career, and we're going to get to the one word at the end. I already know what I would say, but I'm going to give you the chance to say. But as you see the many different things that you got to do, was there any one defining moment of any job that put you in that circumstance where it gave you the ability to do all these other things?
Yes, and that was my move to Terrebonne General. That was so out of the blue. And I've told you this, and I'm going to say it publicly, and I've told this to other people too, our friend Mike Fake, and I have to thank you guys because that's where the genesis of that started. I'm in year 29 and a half. I'm thinking about retirement, but I might do my 33. And Mike Fake gives me a call and says, "Hey, the CEO of Terrebonne General wants to meet with you." And I'm like, "Who is that?" I didn't even know who Phyllis was, right? And I go over and meet with her, and she's starting, sports medicine there, and says, "I need that person who could sort of be the liaison, but yet think outside the box." And that's the key word, Martin, for me. It was like, think outside the box. How can we do this, yet maybe not be that clinical facility and help our community? And after actually turning her down a couple of times, she kept calling me back.
You can't turn Phyllis down.
No, you can't. And she called back one time, and I said, "So you're like really serious?" We didn't even talk money or anything, but I was like, "You're really serious about this?" She said, "Yes." And I was kind of like, "Why?" And she said, my boy at that time, Jacob, was playing football. And, they watch Friday night sports. I know what Martin thinks about you. I know what Mike thinks about you. I know that you can be an asset. I know what the principals in town think about you, and I know what the superintendent thinks about you. So you can be an asset to us. I don't need a clinical person now. I don't need a doctor or a nurse to do this. I need somebody who understands the school system. And I said, "I'll give you what I got," but it all came from that. That's when like the door was open. You have no chains anymore. You can help the school system. I've probably, in the last 10 years, because this was 10 years ago that this happened, I've probably helped the school system, all schools, private and public, in Terrebonne Parish more in the last 10 years than I did my 29 and a half years of teaching in the system. Because I do logos for them, I provide CPR for them, and although I'm sort of phasing out of my role with some of those things, I was very proud of that. So yeah.
And you do some funding for them too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And when you consider that even the Hall of Fame, which it wasn't my idea for that to be necessarily a fundraising event, it has now become where those entities that support it, their money goes right back into concussion testing for the kids in our area. So the kids in our area now who are playing are standing on the shoulders, basically, of the greats who played in the past. Because those Hall of Fame ceremonies are generating funding to keep the kids safe.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us. I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
I am a professional firefighter. Because of the line of work I'm in, there's a much higher risk to develop cancer. You're looking for a place that is going to support you in the manner that you need. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center is a place that you would want to come. I had to be positive to show everybody else that it was okay to be positive. They supported my mission to live a long, healthy, cancer-free life.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
Terrebonne Parish School District is now hiring bus drivers. A valid CDL is required. If you don't have a CDL, we will train you. You must be able to pass a medical health exam and a drug test. Salary range is $19,253 to $29,859. Benefits include free health insurance and retirement. Contact the TPSB Transportation Office at 985-876-7400.
I'll tell you, this show flies, so we're nearing the end. But first of all, thank you for everything you've done. You sit up there thanking people at the banquets all the time, but you deserve a lot of credit for what you've done, and high school names that would have never been mentioned, past players who might be sitting in their rocker watching the new players now have a new breath of recognition that y'all give them. So thank you. Thank you for doing that and continuing to do that. We appreciate that.
I appreciate it very much. And again, I say thank you to you who allows us this opportunity to get that out there. I told you this one time when I first got the call from Joe McCann back in the day when he was your sports director. I was sort of like, I don't think I can do this, Joe. I'm not interested, you know. And he talked to me a little bit. And my wife kind of said, no, you have the opportunity to stay in the community and promote it. So that's sort of why I did. And it's been such a great experience. All I ask for is good experiences in life, and it's been a really, really good experience. And for those people who come to the Hall of Fame banquets, or they just kind of see who's inducted each year and say, well, they're going to run out eventually. You're never going to run out.
No.
You're never going to run out. We just talked about Mason Smith and Gavin Dudas and Jalen Lucas, who was like the Big Ten Freshman of the Year from Terrebonne High. And you turn Elijah McGuire, who a couple of years ago was playing pro ball. It never stops.
The future looks bright.
It never stops. And it's sad to say there's a kid who's going to graduate high school next year, 2024, who's not going to know who Elijah McGuire was.
Right.
You know, that's sad.
But y'all are able to
we're going to
resurrect.
We're going to keep on trying to resurrect it.
So if I were able to get, of course, your parents, and I got Coach Marcella, and got Richard Curlin and Terry Prejean and Clarence. Of course, we'd have to tell Clarence you got to tone it down to one word. And I said, look, y'all come up with one word to describe Stan Gravois. What would you hope, and your wife, of course, what would you hope?
My wife might be different than the rest.
What would you hope the one word would be?
I think, that's a great question. I wish you'd have prefaced me with this one. When you were saying a few of them, I would have said reliable. Mm-hmm. And then when, you said my mom and dad, I don't know. I know what I wish they would have said, and I don't know that, that necessarily would have been, but I'd have thought, I don't know. But if all of them said, that's a good boy, I'd be happy. If they just said, that's a good boy. Yeah. Country, you talked about country.
That comes with most of. I'll throw a couple of versatile, dedicated.
Richie Curlin would have said versatile.
Yeah, you're versatile.
He would have definitely said that.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So I had to put my 2 cents.
Yes.
But I want to thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for coming here. And it's good to be in the hot seat, isn't it?
It's interesting. I see this, in my career here, and I'm always watching. And I was like a little apprehensive, when I got the call about it. But I knew sitting down would be fun just to catch up with some things, too. So, yeah, I really appreciate it. I've been very, very lucky. My wife might say lucky for that word. I've been very, very lucky.
Well, Stan, thank you so much for what you've done. And we're going to see you some more.
Thank you, Martin.
All right.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. This one-on-one program has been brought to you by the law offices of Waits and Downer.
Pelican Waste and Debris is your local company. We don't just work here, we live here and understand the unique challenges that face our region. Our commitment to our community and customers and love for Louisiana keeps us motivated. Pelican meets every residential and commercial service need, offering roll-off, front-load, and compactor services, ideal for hotels, restaurants, apartments, construction or industrial sites, and much more. We also make recycling simple and cost-efficient, offering single-stream recycling program options. We have set the highest standards for environmental protection, community engagement, and guaranteed client satisfaction. Visit pelicanwaste.net or call us at 985-873-9553 to save money with hassle-free service. Our team has over 100 years of experience, so we know how to make you happy. The sky is the limit, so fly with the Pelican.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
It's not about the flood. It's the flood insurance premiums crushing our families. When premiums are higher than mortgages, how can we rebuild when no one can afford to live here? Flood insurance programs should be priced appropriately, based on actual risk. Our new levy systems are working. Insurers need to reduce premiums based on the facts and stop jacking their profits and deserting us.
Michael Paul LaRussa, fighting big insurance to save our parish.
When back pain strikes, it changes your life. The spine is complex, but your solution is simple.
Call Headache and Pain Center first.
The medical doctors of Headache and Pain Center are specifically trained to diagnose and treat spinal pain in their modern outpatient facilities, designed for minimally invasive pain relief procedures.
Most of our patients avoid spine surgery.
So when you're in pain,
call us first.
Headache and Pain Center, your spine care specialist.
Need a relaxing vacation getaway? Lanyap at Blue Mountain Beach, a Patrick Hagan B&B Endeavor property, is a new, beautifully designed home located in Blue Mountain Beach, Florida, a nationally awarded community for its pristine cleanliness. The lovely 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home, which comfortably sleeps 10, comes with relaxed luxury throughout and many amenities such as an Olympic-sized pool, a workout facility, shuffleboard, and many more features for a memorable beach vacation. Contact us to book your getaway today.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
kind of unexpected, but second half, creating those turnovers kind of swung the momentum big time right there. We wanted to limit them in terms of big plays, and we did that. But you always welcome some turnovers for scores. We got that and kind of put some distance there. Put them back, really good punt. Got them back in the end of the first half, and then second half pinned them back a little bit. The pick six was big by Matthew Escher, and then the momentum you could see was swinging after that. So that probably was the key to the game, was that interception. A lot of false start stuff, probably some jitters coming in the first game. But hopefully, we'll get rid of those. Well, I think we're more balanced than we thought we would be, offensively and defensively. We showed the ability to throw the football tonight, so very, very pleased with those things, and I think we're going to have to do those things as we move forward. We're traveling to Archbishop Hannon in Covington. I haven't seen them play last year. Last year we handled them pretty well. I think they're probably better this year.
New generation of Hondas are here at Barker Honda.
The all-new Accord, head of its class, miles ahead.
All-new 2023 HRV and CRV.
And Pilot, built for every driving need. Family favorite Odyssey has all new trim levels.
Go everywhere with Passport. And the award-winning Civic.
The generation for every generation. And always remember, it's better at Barker.
My role models are my mom and dad because they always push me to be the best version of myself in the school and in athletics. Whenever I get to college, I would like to study pre-med and I would like to focus on baseball.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South is celebrating 40 years of delivering health care to our patients and communities. Founded by Dr. Craig Walker in 1983 and guided by a mission to provide the highest quality cardiovascular care available, CIS has pioneered hundreds of firsts to improve outcomes for cardiovascular diseases. Through new technology, virtual care, outpatient procedures, and national growth, CIS is improving lives and leading the way for advanced care and innovation.
From the moment you walk into the showroom floor at Trapp Cadillac, you understand our commitment to providing a truly exceptional experience for all returning and new customers.
Our goal is to make sure you're always comfortable while understanding the entire process of getting into your new Trapp Cadillac.
When you drive a Trapp Cadillac, you know performance, bold styling, and our sure commitment to service.
One thing you can always count on here at Trapp Cadillac is our excellent service experience.
At South Louisiana Bank, we're great at banking, but we're great at a lot of other stuff too.
Is that a new rod and reel?
Hey, a girl's got a fish. We care about the community we live in and the people we serve. We're not just like you. We are you.
Are you boiling crawfish?
No, just letting them soak.
We're proud to be here and work for the place and the people we love. South Louisiana Bank. It's in the name.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
The new generation of Hondas are here at Barker Honda.
The all-new Accord, head of its class, miles ahead.
All new 2023 HRV and CRV.
And Pilot, built for every driving need. Family favorite Odyssey has all new trim levels.
Go everywhere with Passport and the award-winning Civic.
The generation for every generation. And always remember, it's better at Barker.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South is celebrating 40 years of delivering health care to our patients and communities. Founded by Dr. Craig Walker in 1983 and guided by a mission to provide the highest quality cardiovascular care available, CIS has pioneered hundreds of firsts to improve outcomes for cardiovascular diseases. Through new technology, virtual care, outpatient procedures, and national growth, CIS is improving lives and leading the way for advanced care and innovation.
I'm motivated to do well in school because I really enjoy learning new things and I have great teachers who teach me well. My role models are my parents and my teachers. My parents because they support me and provide for me, and my teachers because they teach me all the things that I learn.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
AJ Doman Chevrolet is your medium-duty business elite dealer. We have work-ready packages in stock with more arriving regularly. Whether it's sales or service, we are here to help you with all your business needs.
Need financing for your truck? We have commercial lenders ready and available to help you.
Come do business with a company that'll be here today and tomorrow. AJ Doman Chevrolet, serving the area for 38 years at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick.
My name is Cameron Quigley, and I've been a fireman for 11 years. Firefighter to me is a public servant who protects and serves the parish or city. So what I love about being a fireman is the brotherhood, the family, the adrenaline rush, having to wake up in the middle of the night, run a call, and help somebody that I have no idea who it is. And we're just doing what we have to do to help and serve everybody.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Councilwoman Jessica Delmang, and today we're going to talk about school zone safety.
Drivers are required to yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk. Always stop when someone is in the road and wait for them to cross completely before proceeding. Follow the speed limit and always stop when school buses are picking up and dropping off students.
Keeping students safe is a community responsibility, so let's all do our part.
Welcome to the Cypress Stop, your new Phillips 66 on the corner of 311 and Savannah Road. We have all your breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs with smoked ribs, smoked chicken, boudin, homemade pulled pork, and daily plate lunches. We have a very large selection of white wines, red wines, liquors, beer, tobacco, and vapes. Going fishing? We have your bait and tackle and the ice to keep your catch cool. Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish.
But the stick doesn't lie.
No.
That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. That center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. It's moving right up the stick, and that stick goes directly over Grand Isle and Fouchon.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Bosica, and joining us tonight is Cheryl DeGrees, the Terrebonne Parish School District Supervisor of Federal Programs. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us.
Thank you.
Tonight we're going to go over some of the federal programs that are available to our families in the area.
Okay.
And each year, the school districts give out the big old packet of papers for families to sign and go through and review. Many of those forms that are sent home are federal program forms. Can you talk about some of those programs and the forms that may be sent home to parents so that they are aware before they receive them?
Absolutely. The first program I want to touch base on is the Indian Education Program. This program is meant to enhance educational experiences, both academically and culturally, for those students who are of Indian descent. We like to build positive relationships with those families, between families, communities, and schools. A lot of different things are offered with the Indian program, but the first form that goes home with those packets is the 506 form, which you see a copy of it here. Just because a student may have the ethnicity of Indian, they don't necessarily qualify for the program. They have to be associated with a tribe. They have to be enrolled in a tribe and have tribal verification. Now, either the student, the parent, or the grandparent can be in the tribe, and the student would qualify for the Indian program. And with that program, we have several paras that are at our schools with high numbers of Indian students. We currently have about 1,550 students that are Indian in this program in our district. Some of the different things that we've done with this program this last year, of course, every year we do the Indian cultural presentations in the month of November. College scholarship assistance. We took field trips to Nichols and career opportunities for those students. We actually braided some funds with our migrant, homeless, and Indian programs so we could offer that benefit to more than just, one group of students. Scientific calculators was another thing that we were able to purchase for those students. So it's really a good program, and we have a really good working relationship with our Indian community, and we'd like to keep that going. So that's Indian. The next program I want to kind of touch base on is our L program. We currently have right under 1,000 students that are L that speak another language other than English. Of course, our biggest are those that speak Spanish. We do have Spanish interpreters, but what also goes home in that beginning of the year packet is the home language survey. So you'll see that. So any student who's new to our district will come home with that survey, and the parent has to fill it out. What happens is if there's a language other than English that is spoken in the home, that is turned into us at Federal, and we have 30 days within, we have to screen those students to see if they qualify for our L program and give them the assistance they need. And some of the things that we do that assist, we have some L teachers that assist. We also try to build capacity in our regular ed teachers and how they can help these students. We have numerous online programs that also assist these students, but we want to bridge that gap with communication and make sure those students' needs are being met as well as our other students. So again, we have close to 1,000. That number keeps growing. Pre-K is another program. I think a lot of people are aware of our pre-K program. We start enrollment for the pre-K program in early spring, and we are still currently taking applications for that program. The program is funded by the amount of eligible kids that we enroll in the program. To be eligible, you have to meet certain criteria, one of them being income. You have to be below the income guidelines. That is how this program is funded. Mr. Angeron did expand our pre-K program for this school year, so we will have an additional 4 classrooms that will serve more students, because we want to try to get as many students enrolled in pre-K as we can, because we know that's fundamental and that's where the foundation is. Classes, yes, adding the additional classes. If a parent has not filled out the application for preschool, they can get it from their school. They can contact the school. They can download it from the website, from the Terrebonne Parish website, or they can also stop by the Federal building, which is 7573 Park Avenue, and we'll be more than happy to give them an application. We can also assist in filling out that application and getting them the resources they need for pre-K. So that's a big program. Another program is our migrant program, which, Renee, I know that you're very familiar with that program. This program serves, this is another form that's in our beginning of the year packet, which would be the next form. There it is, migrant education. So please, if you qualify for this, just kind of read through it. But this program is meant to determine, this form is meant to determine possible eligibility for that program. Families that qualify, maybe have moved or engaged in agricultural or commercial fishing, they would qualify to receive services and resources from the migrant staff. They can also contact Renee Fonseca at 879-6434, which is at our Federal building. Some of the things that we have done with the migrant program is we have seasonal tutors which go into the schools that have those large numbers of migrant students who have academic needs. maybe not passing grades on their report card, or what we see weekly, we monitor the grades. So those seasonal tutors go in to reach in and give additional assistance in those schools to those students. That's one of the things that we've done. Other things we've done, the field trips, the after school nights, the Challenge Island parent activities. I think y'all did the calculators also.
We do calculators. We've also touched our high school students as far as ACT boot camps to help them out with that. Lots of college and career counseling just to encourage, whether they go to college or look at career options.
And something really cool that y'all did this year was y'all took them on a field trip for career, and that was really good. So we weren't just hitting our college track, but we were also hitting that career track, and that was very valuable. So it is a really good program, and Ms. Fonseca does recruit year-round to try to get those families in. And after they fill out the paperwork, I think they have to go through an interview with you.
Correct. And we do encourage all of our families who may commercially fish or work in agriculture to submit the form, so that way we can contact you to determine any type of eligibility.
Right. Okay. And one of the other programs I'm going to talk to you about is our McKinney-Vento form, and that's going home in that beginning of the year packet. And this is a copy of what it looks like, and it's going to be on purple paper, so it'll be easy to spot. But this is to determine if students can receive resources through this program because they are living in temporary living conditions or have temporary living arrangements due to an economic hardship, possibly still displaced from Hurricane Ida. We have school counselors that interview families when these forms are received, and then immediately those forms are turned in to federal, so we can continue the interview process to see if those families qualify. Some of the things that could possibly qualify for this program would be if a family is doubled up, temporary living with another family or friends, if they are living in a hotel or motel, if they're living in a shelter, if they're living in an unsheltered place such as a car or abandoned buildings, which we hate to think, but the reality is we have some families that may be in need. Also, if they're in emergency housing, because if they're still being assisted by FEMA and are living in campers. Also, those that are unaccompanied homeless youth, which are students not residing with a parent or a legal guardian. It's also case by case. So it's a big process. We have to get all those students enrolled. And again, if you qualified for that program last school year, you have to reapply and be recertified again the next year. It doesn't just continue. Our Indian program's different. Once you're in, but you have to recertify homeless, McKinney-Vento every year. Some of the things that McKinney-Vento did, again, that was a program that we were able to utilize funds for to provide seasonal tutors at those schools that had large numbers of McKinney-Vento students. And those funds were braided with other programs so that other students could benefit from the service as well. We assisted with school uniforms and vouchers. What we did starting, was it last year or the year before, we started with the uniform drive at the gym? It was the year before. Yes. Okay, that has been a big hit with these families. And instead of just giving a uniform, we give the voucher so they can go get the uniform, get the correct size. We've also done vouchers for jackets. We give vouchers for supplies. So there's many of different things that these programs can assist families with.
So it sounds like you have a lot of going on at the federal building.
Always
going on. I want to thank you for joining us tonight and letting us know what each form is. And it looks like they put our contact information up there as well. You can contact the federal programs at 7573 Park Avenue in Houma, or you can contact them by phone at 985-879-6400. I would like to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday on Going Public. Good night.
In South Louisiana, storms are a way of life. Every storm poses a different threat, whether from flooding or hurricane-force winds. At All South Consulting Engineers, we help protect our people from these disasters. Before a storm, we work with our leaders to prevent catastrophic damage. After the storm, we help get the resources needed for rebuilding. We have helped our cities, parishes, and school boards recover over $2 billion to rebuild our community. We'll be here for the next one.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience. These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
My name is Joshua Van Buren. I've been a firefighter for 14 years. A firefighter is a person who answers the call. It can be a mother, a father, a son, a brother. I think it actually chose me, honestly. I really wanted to find something that not just be a job. I wanted to feel like I was serving my purpose. It's almost like you a superhero.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
Terrebonne Parish School District is now hiring bus drivers. A valid CDL is required. If you don't have a CDL, we will train you. You must be able to pass a medical health exam and a drug test. Salary range is $19,253 to $29,859. Benefits include free health insurance and retirement. Contact the TPSB Transportation Office at 985-876-7400. West Park Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secure climate-controlled storage. Our professional storage counselors are here to assist you with all your storage needs. We now offer after-hour access, and you can access your unit 7 days a week. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access. West Park Storage would like to thank you for 20 years of business.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and joining us tonight is Mr. Bubba Ongeron, the superintendent for the Terrebonne Parish School District. I want to again thank you for joining us today. I know with school fixing to start, you must be quite busy.
A little bit, yeah.
A little
yeah.
busy.
Uh-huh.
I know that a new transportation system has being implemented, and we've talked about it previously on the show.
Right.
Can you give us a little update on what's taking place and what parents may be able to expect once school
Sure,
starts?
certainly. So before we start with transportation, I'd like to take this opportunity to just welcome our kids back and tell our families that we're eager and excited to have your kids back, parents. It's going to be a great year. So thank you for entrusting us with your kids. We're looking forward to having them for this school year. So with transportation, it's important that I think we reflect on what our mission is. Our mission is to engage, educate, empower every student every day. So it's like 5 E's. Engage, educate, empower every student every day. And then when you take it out a layer further, the vision, or part of our vision says this. It says that 100% of a guaranteed and viable curriculum will be effectively taught to 100% of our students. Okay, so 100% of a guaranteed and viable curriculum. So when you hear guaranteed and viable, it means that we have a top-tier curriculum at every grade level, every subject. It's tightly aligned to standards, and standards in every grade are vertically aligned to the grade that follows it. So like if I have first grade standards, They're going to build to second grade standards, and there's little to no overlap. So if any standards are not taught or some of the curriculum is not taught, it creates gaps. So if a kid's absent